Hi everyone and welcome to this event. My name is Annalisa Tella and I am a lead BA in Italy. So today I'm here to introduce you Roxanne and she will talk about China e-commerce. And before we start, some info for you. So the session is going to be recorded and the session will be an interactive session because you will have the possibility to post questions in the chat. And at the end of the speech, we will answer also the most popular ones. But in case of unanswered questions, no worries, we will post answer right after the speech. Another info is about a small competition for the best questions. So we recommend to ask questions with the name on them. I think we can start. I know that you are ready, Roxanne, so it's your turn.
Okay, thanks, Annalisa. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining this session. Today, I would like to talk about some unique digital practice in China. Hope it can give brands some ideas when adopting this unique digital landscape and engaging with Chinese customers. Before going into the topic, I would like first to introduce you to the amazing BA China team, who is always in the front line to understand the market and clients' needs. The BA practice in China is still a little bit young compared to other EPAN locations. Started with a relatively small BA team with only 3 persons in 2014. After 5 years exploration and adoption in the market, the team had grown steadily to 12 talents. 2019 is a big year for the team. We have doubled our size and keep growing every month to provide professional BA services for both clients and our internal delivery team. Till today, we have 39 BAs support 4 different locations: Shenzhen, Suzhou, Shanghai, and Hong Kong, to support both domestic and international clients. Benefits from the great location, our clients are mainly from financial services and retail and distribution. Life science is also part of our practice in APAC region. We expected to serve more clients in diversified industry in the coming years. So, quick introduction about myself. I started my journey with EPAN in 2019. Before, I worked as digital analytics and marketing consultant, focusing on digital data to support clients in designing the digital products, measuring the performance, and suggesting actionable optimizations. Till today, I have worked with more than 10 clients, and most of them are in B2C sector. When I worked abroad, a lot of international clients were asking for globalization and standardization, so to provide the same brand presence around the world. However, their Chinese subsidiaries prefer localization. One of the key expressions is, you don't really know the Chinese market. So today, I would like to walk you through a few unique digital practices in China and to understand why it's important to adapt Chinese market with more localized strategy. So for today's agenda, I will first present some key facts about Chinese market and then focusing more the key observations on digital practice, including the power of social media such as WeChat ecosystem, which I believe most of you already heard of, the booming live streaming commerce, which is the fast spread in the world during this pandemic period, and last but not the least, the mobile payment practice. To finish up, I would like to give some of my own opinion tips for the brands who want to enter Chinese market. So here are the facts that you need to know about Chinese market. China is actually a charming market for retail industry. According to the Minister of Commerce of China, the overall consumption in retail industry is increased from 13.9 trillion RMB to 33.8 from 2010 to 2018, increased by 143% in only 8 years. This proportion of e-retail, which has generated 27% of total consumption in 2018, has becoming a significant contributor to the market. A joint research conducted by McKinsey and Ali Research predicted that by 2030, China will contribute 30% of global consumption growth, ranking as #1 worldwide. However, it's a challenging market as well. A lot of multinational groups try to expand their presence in China, but it's not an easy thing to do. After nearly decades experiment, Amazon decided to close its marketplace in China. Tesco, one of the world's most popular offline groceries, sold their Chinese business and pulled out from the market. Some fashion brands like Esprit, Forever 21, Old Navy from Gap Group also decided to close their Tmall store and branded website. Players in luxury sector, Net-a-Porter and automobile manufacturer Renault are in the similar situation. These are just some examples in 2019 and earlier 2020. The most important takeaway here is that it's essential for brands and companies to know more about Chinese market and Chinese consumers. So, who are our digital consumers? According to CNNIC statistics report, until 2020, there are more than 900 million internet users in China. Rural area residents are the main part of non-internet users. From the start, young generation, especially Generation Z, are the key users. As the internet has become one of the most important channels, the age range of the internet users are growing smoothly. Maybe a little bit different from initial impression. 72% of internet users has the monthly income less than 5,000 RMB, which is around $700. But there are still one group worth to look into, as they are the one of the key players in the supply chain, all the key consumer consumption influencers, especially 27 are students. How Chinese digital audience behave? Nearly all the internet users are using smartphone, so to easily access the internet during transportations, doing sport, etc. On average, 30.8 hours were taken per week on the internet. 700 million internet users shopped online, and 765 million users are doing their transactions through mobile payment method. The short video consumption is a booming sector as well, which generated 773 million active users, over 85% of total internet users. This demand actually encouraged the smooth change of Chinese digital landscape. Here is just a brief comparison between the top digital products available in China and those well applied in Western countries. Despite the traditional ones like Baidu, Tencent, WeChat, Alibaba's Taobao, Tmall, JD.com, today we see rising social players like TikTok from ByteDance, Ride, also known as Xiaohongshu, social commerce players Pinduoduo, and so many other startups in the market. To reach audience, brands may have to understand where to find their customers. Chinese social platform might be the right place to start with. Before we go to the main part of the presentation, so let's pause 5 seconds here. People who are going to solve a puzzle, please be ready. Here it is. Okay, let's move to the main part, the observation. The first observation I would like to point out is the power of social media. Social is a popular word, not only in China, but also around the world. Each market may have its unique preference. In China, I have seen 3 distinguished trends. First, I would like to introduce you the rising star in the competition, Pinduoduo. It's a relatively young platform founded in September 2015. It found a blue market in to competing with the market giants like Taobao and JD, providing a group purchase options with a slightly lower price for the same product. It's not mandatory for customers to fund their own shopping buddies. They can just initiate a group purchase and it will present on the product detail page. Other customers who want the same thing can just join this group and buy the product with the same discount. This offer will last for 24 hours. Pinduoduo also provides more community and social-oriented purchase mode. If you have friended with someone in the platform, you will see their shared purchase record, and to comment on it, like it, or even chat with the friend for his or her opinion on the product. It makes the word of mouth much trustworthy. Of course, if you prefer to keep the purchasing record on your own, the option is still there. Another interesting feature is the bugging mode purchase. By sharing the product to their social network and inviting friends to click on it, customer may have a chance to get the product for free. At the beginning of the launch, by inviting around only 5 to 10 friends, the customer may achieve the goal. However, now it's extremely hard. I have tried once and I invited around 25 friends and still I couldn't reach the goal and finally gave up. But from platform point of view, it's super attractive. By doing that, Pinduoduo is able to generate a light social network profile for their customers and attract more people to register. Pinduoduo also has a gamification model like Tianmao. Here, customer can collect drips to grow a tree. Once it's okay, you can select one product from the list and get it for free. The drip can be collected by looking through the promoted product page, visiting store, and watching live streaming channels. All these presented products are selected as sort of product campaign. Initially, the brand image of Pinduoduo is more for small business selling low price product, but the social commerce works. By September 2019, it has attracted 536 million registers. Half of them are from Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities, and the average order value is increasing. This trend encourages more and more brands and brand authorized store join the platform, like Sephora and Oppo. Once verified by the platform, there will be a brand tag next to the product of shop name. More exposure are available by the platform. This new brand approach helps to ensure the quality of the product. Next, social is more attractive with interesting content. So let's talk about the power of content-oriented social media. I select TikTok and Xiaohongshu as the examples. Both platforms provide an interesting way for individuals and brands to present their content. There are also significant differences between these two. TikTok is not an unknown name anymore. It became the top short video application available in the world. In China, the user profile for TikTok is quite balanced. The number of male and female users are relatively equal. And even though the young generation is still the major player, more and more middle-aged people join this marketing pool. So there is no clear boundaries for brands' appearance in TikTok. Brands like Ford create its account here and share commercial videos. More celebrities share their daily videos and vlog in TikTok as well. Xiaohongshu, as known as Red, target actually young female audience. It's actually now the content-oriented, community-based e-commerce platform. Initially, it's a vertical market players focused on overseas purchase experience sharing on the cosmetics, fashion, and then quickly expanded to fitness, gastronomy, and other aspects of lifestyle. The brands like Uniqlo and Sephora can benefit more in here. As the platform is focusing on offshore purchasing experience, one of the big problems is that the domestic content consumption users can't really find a place to buy the product shared here. So Xiaohongshu tried to switch from content community to content commerce by directly purchasing from overseas and selling the product in its own store. Starting in the late 2016 with a more open trade environment, Xiaohongshu started to attracting overseas brands opening their own store here. Swisse, the Australian vitamin, supplement, and skincare brand, has joined the platform to start its e-commerce experimental in Chinese market. Actually, there is no good or bad decisions to make when choosing a platform to join. Knowing who you want to talk with is the #1 priority, and then based on that, more thorough research can be done. When talking about social in China, there is one platform that you must know. It's WeChat. Instead of social media platform, WeChat now is actually providing an ecosystem and has become a component for people's daily life. It's a huge and complex environment. So here, please just allow me to give you a brief introduction about WeChat ecosystem. The origin feature of WeChat is chatting. People can chat with friends by sending text or voice messages, starting an audio-video call. Now WeChat can also support group chat and even group audio chat. A fun thing here is actually it supports its own WeChat emoji package. Brands can create their own signature characters and emojis published to WeChat. Once a customer downloads it and if it fits the taste, the emoji can start its self-promotion really fast. Everyone loves emojis. WeChat Moment as a feature, which is also available at the beginning of the application, is the key component for social activity. It's a little bit similar to WeChat Feeds. A WeChat user can post up to 9 pictures at once and a short video or only text-based to the WeChat Moment. And based on the text of his or her own contact list, the post can be available to certain group of people, and now it can be even locked to be visible only for user him or herself. The friends who saw the post can like it or comment on the post. As a more private network, only the mutual friends can see the comments or likes. Otherwise, it's invisible. This is actually a key reason that people like to use it. According to the statistics of CNNIC, the usage rate of WeChat Moment has reached to 84%. This is a huge success. Another key product for daily user is the WeChat payment. Similar to Alipay, both are the most supported payment method now in China. We will dig into detail about it in the following section. So these are basically the main features that WeChat provided to the end users for social activities. For brands, there are 3 more things that you want to know. The first one is WeChat official account. Brand can publish articles to people who follow this account, so to do content marketing. It can be well edited with third-party tools. It can publish a video and even comics and articles with multiple formats. For each WeChat official account, the owner has the option to customize the menu and lead followers to certain information or a more innovative HTML page, which can even be a light interactive game. There are way too many features and options available in official account to cover in this talk. And the list is keep increasing. If it's interesting to you, please feel free to check the information on WeChat official website or contact Chinese team to discuss. Despite the common features, the service to serve or support different brand purpose, there are two types of official account. Service account, which can be applied only by corporate entity, and subscription account, which is basically public to all, to individuals, SMEs, brands, and medias, we can all apply to. There are many little differences between these two types of accounts. For example, for service accounts, users can publish only 4 articles per month, but it can be present independently in the messaging list, like chatting with a real WeChat friend. On the other hand, subscription account can publish articles every day. However, it will be put in a folder format with other subscription account that the user followed. Which one to choose is purely depends on the objective. Another well-known product is WeChat mini program. It can be considered as a light application, which provides simple, essential features to simplify user journey. Instead of download a mobile application, now customers prefer to use WeChat mini program. It's easy to access and it's easy to use. It's light. It can be logged in with WeChat account instead of creating a new one. And it also saves mobile storage without the app download. WeChat mini program can be used for launching small games, book a cab, book a hotel, order a meal, check information, track the package delivery, live streaming, etc. The list is going. Basically, people can do everything with the mobile WeChat mini program. For example, airline companies use it to support the online check-in process, schedule checking, and even customer can submit compliance there. WeChat actually allows one brand with multiple WeChat mini program. The normal practice is for brand to use is actually having one essential or premier official account associated with 1 or 2 mini programs, depends on the objective. One can be for just community engagement or interaction. Another one is for commercial-driven goals. There is a new feature released earlier this year for some WeChat user, the WeChat channel. It allows individual or brands publish videos, as does on TikTok. A lot of brands are actually now experiment the performance of this new feature, because for now, customer can only find it by accessing the second level menu. Whether it will be a standalone feature in the long run or to be merged with official account or WeChat moment, it needs customer and the market to decide. To reach out clients, besides all the product mentioned here, advertising is also available channel in WeChat. Based on brands' preference and target audience, WeChat can be used as a marketplace for advertising. The banner can be displayed on individuals' WeChat moments, certain type of WeChat official account just under the published articles, WeChat mini program as an opening screen. Just one really quick example on how to use WeChat. Let's pick Nike. Let's pick Nike. Here is the list of Nike's official accounts. Apart from the premier one, they have 5 more official accounts based on either product catalog or community. So here we can see Nike Run Club, Nike Women, Nike Basketball, Nike Lab for Innovation, and Nike Media Center. Associated with the premium official account, Nike created 2 WeChat mini programs. One is for fitness to provide training sessions, and another one operates as an e-shop. Some other official account of Nike may also lead traffic to the e-shop via its OA menu link, such as the WeChat mini Nike basketball date. There is a link in its menu link. When people click, it will redirect people to the specific basketball product catalog page on this eShop WeChat mini program. The brand also has the WeChat channel created, but it's still new. The maximum likes generated by the video is only 233, compared to more than 10,000 views of one official account article. As said, this WeChat channel is still an experiment. It's the same for both brand and WeChat. Let's see where it goes. With the complexity of this WeChat ecosystem, the daily operation is becoming more and more challenging for brands. So the social CRM is now well used in China, especially the one that supports WeChat ecosystem. Brands can now have one unique working station to manage the multiple official accounts at the same time. Be able to identify the unique customers among all WeChat touchpoints, of course, if the user are authorized first. So, to understand, therefore, the brands are able to understand individuals' preference, behaviors, and performance, therefore, to target the specific audience with the right article, right information to the right person at the same time, at the right time. After talking about the customer-facing social WeChat applications, so let's see what WeChat provides to corporate clients. Here it is, the WeChat Work. Like other corporate communication applications, it allows the group chat within the corporation, the department sharing files, and if there are some specific requirements on the table, the brands and the company can build a WeChat Work mini program to support it. WeChat Work has a unique advantage within the ecosystem, as the WeChat Work user can add friends on WeChat application, meaning a sales agent can use his or her WeChat Work account to add customers' WeChat account to establish a friend relationship in WeChat ecosystem. One starting benefit for the brand is that the customers who has connected with brand owned WeChat Work account, the brands can always reach out to him or her. Even the initial sales agent left the company. WeChat Work now is well used by luxury brands, banks, real estate industries, and other sectors who value customers' relationship more than ever. After a quick walkthrough of the key social media practice in China, here we go with the second observation, the live streaming commerce. The practice of this business model has been appeared for at least 2 years globally, but this worldwide pandemic is actually bringing it to the market again. As most people must stay at home and remain at social distance, the live streaming shows its power and potential to help the recovery of the economy. The initial practice of live streaming has nothing to do with commerce. It's more for video games, web broadcasting, and others. The actual commerce concept started in 2014 in China, when Moguji cooperated with Alibaba's Taobao to run it as an experiment, targeting young female shoppers and sell low and mid-end apparel. It provides an entertainment way for real-time customer interaction. By doing that, customers are able to better understand the product and so to active sales. In 2016, Taobao launched its own live streaming feature. However, it was a new feature, and the streamers were not experienced as they are now today. The whole process, like from the pre-sale to after-sale, from logistic to customer service, were not well formed. This market method did not prove its value. Until 2018 and 2019, it began to take off. More competitions have entered the market. Nearly all e-commerce platforms announced to support this method, including JD.com, Kaola, Pinduoduo, VIP.com, and Xiaohongshu. Instead of launching the feature, they plan to build up their own live streaming ecosystem. Now it becomes a standard approach for most of the retail brands to acquire traffic, either benefit from KOLs or professional streamers, or host their own live streaming channels. The professional live stream stars like Wei Huang can attract more than 10 million viewers for just one live stream. Once, she sold out 15,000 bottles of perfume within seconds. Because of the coronavirus, the economy is badly hurt. So to support local economy recovery, especially the rural area and the travel regions, the live streaming is widely applied and some new tests are taking place. The brand and the regions partnered up with KOLs, celebrities, and streamers to sell their products during the live streaming. Even some entrepreneurs are showing up to introduce their products. Some reality shows are starting to help the regional economy by live streaming during the show and call for customers from the celebrities' fans. Some officials like county magistrate and are joining the live streaming team as well. They are aware of and diversified ways and partnerships going on in China to encourage the consumption and test the market at the same time. Now, actually, this mode is adapted by brands and SMEs in most regions worldwide to save themselves. Even though China is still testing the method itself, I believe the practice will help to generate more suitable ideas in other countries. Despite the benefit, live streaming commerce is still young. The challenge is still there. First, it is the audience of live streaming is limited. Female is the key target audience, and the viewers are still younger generation with limited incomes. This, to some extent, explains the barriers of product catalog involved in this method. Now, the best sold products are still FMCG. It's also the focus of the key streamers because this type of product is the component of daily life. It's okay to purchase more than required. The average price of per unit is relatively low compared to other product types like luxury and automobile. We all agree that it's a great way to active sales, increase brand awareness, and promote new brand products. But this method does not necessarily benefit brands financially. In live streaming commerce, the way to attract the purchase is through promotion with even lower price than the branded campaign. As the most high-end cosmetic date in this year's Alibaba 618 campaign, in live streaming commerce room, customer can buy a SK2 Petera site at the same price as does in official Tmall shop, but with exclusive gift, which was pretty much around 30% of the product set itself. In addition, the draw activities are the key method that streamers use to keep audience attention. For brand, they not only need to pay between 15% to 30% total revenue to the streamer, but also they have to reduce the price to nearly minimum. In the business process and value chain, there are also some problems to be solved, such as the compliance in customer service, of not knowing the situation and can't respond in time, the quality and quantity of the logistics, and the post-sale services. Moreover, the audience of this marketing method are the ones who curious about new things. The customer life cycle is extremely short. So how to improve customer loyalty for both brands and streamer is still a question to answer. In the meantime, the nature of live streaming commerce sector is changing as well. The difference between streamers become more and more significant. Some are focusing on specific type of product and go even deeper as expert, and some are still in the horizontal development. Find out the right market position is the key. The market itself facing extremely competition too. More platforms, more streamers, and more brands are joined for the pie. Make the product pop up, make the streamer attractive, and make the platform more friendly are the challenging for all participants. Live streaming as a commerce marketing channel is still young. The experiment of seeking a sustainable business model will keep going in the coming period. Last but not the least, let's talk about the mobile payment dominance in China. As mentioned in the highlight fact, in China, 765 million people are mobile payment users. 64% of consumption amount are made through mobile payment in 2019, increased by more than 50% from a year before. It has transmitted from a nice-to-have method to a must-have one. People have to use it everywhere in their daily lives. Banks are the key players in the online transaction sector, but when talking about mobile payment in China, Alipay and WeChat Pay are two dominant players in the debit and third-party payment market. User can create an account in the platform and bend a debit card. So when pay with it, the money will transfer from this debit card directly to the merchants. If you like, you can also put money in the virtual wallet available in the platform and pay from there instead of the debit card for every transaction. Some other platforms are trying to join the competition, such as JD, Meituan. Both are partners with UnionPay. But still, when we talk about mobile pay, the top players popped up is still Alipay and WeChat Pay. With the demand increase, Alipay and JD provides the credit payment products on Credit Pay and Jingdong Baiqiao. Based on customers' credit level, the platform can borrow money to support customers' consumption. The borrowing limitation may increase or decrease according to customers' consumption behavior, their credit level. Sometimes, especially during the big events like 618, when customers use this method to purchase on Alibaba e-commerce platform or JD.com, the interest rate can even be 0. So this payment allows customers to purchase even before receiving the paycheck. A lot of people actually say that with the mobile payment, they spend more money than before for both online and offline purchases. Now, all mobile payment players are independent between each other. If people want to benefit from all of them, he or she has to register in multiple platforms. And when doing the payment, switching applications sometimes is necessary. Will the universal payment platform will be available in the future? Let's see. The technology available in mobile payments, such as QR code, helps the usage in nearly all the online and offline scenarios. People can scan the merchant's money receiving QR code to pay. Big brands like Supermarket Auchan can scan customers' payment QR code to charge. It also well used in public transportation. By scanning the QR code, people can enter the subway entrance, and when exiting, scan another QR code. The distance will be calculated automatically, and the transportation fee will be charged directly there. This adoption of the new technology kind of force people to use the mobile payment as well. My mom, as an example, who didn't even have a smartphone for 5 years, now use both Alipay and WeChat Pay. She said she has to use it because the merchants are stopped taking cash, and when taking a taxi, she can't get the change if she pays more. So when looking at it now and under the pandemic situation, actually it's a safer way since all contacts through the actual money are prevented. We just need to scan the QR code. We don't really need to touch anything. To increase the security of mobile payments, biotechnology such as the fingerprint payment and face scan payment have been introduced. Fingerprint payment is much easier to accept as it's also well applied for unlocking smartphones or unlocking the doors. Face scanning, on the other hand, is still on its way. Even though it's already used by public security services, police affairs, bankings, people are not used to do face scanning for payment. Not knowing the technology prevents people to believe the safety. In addition, the security of their personal data and privacy is always a topic on the table. This is a problem need to be resolved by payments players. So overall, under the current situation, what brands most do? For most retail brands in China, they tend to embrace as many payment methods as possible to provide options for their customers. No one wants to lose a deal in the final step, right? So here are all kinds of brief introductions from this talk. So what shall we do? Understand social WeChat ecosystem is the key. For brands, have a clear picture of how WeChat works for both customers and brands are important. It will help to define a clear marketing strategy and communication approach to customers when selecting WeChat applications and set up the clear business approach. Second, adapt local culture as much as possible. Please remember, Chinese digital world is still young. The audience are improving along with the new technologies, new trends, new culture, and the new global environment. Be part of the culture will help you gain more understanding about your customer and benefit the business in the long run. Customer engagement is essential for doing business in China. Not only to know your customer, but also to connect with them, be with them. It will help to extend customer life cycle with the brands and even possible to increase the customer loyalty. So these are all my sharings for today. So about the digital in China, there are lots to talk about, like the details of each social platform, some innovation experiments, the best practice. So Please don't hesitate to reach out if any topics interest you. We can discuss in details.
Okay,
now it's time for Q&A. Let's see if there are any questions.
Thank you very much, Roxanne, for all the insights. Very, very, very useful. So let's see some questions here. One, for example, was from Pranav. We have marketplace, online shop, second-hand selling, renting, distributor marketing, online systems are present in China, which I assume would be present. But what more factors China is still waiting to explore?
I would say it's quite diverse city here in China environment. We are open to all kinds of experiments. So now there is a clear trend about social. We have a lot of things to offer here, and the social is kind of a key word using now. We can do a lot of commercials, we can do customer engagement, we can do business, we can do customer engagement and to increase the customer life cycle. I think this is the one of the key factors that brands are a way the companies can follow and to really dive into. And I hope this gives you guys an idea. That's why I still point out, understand the social market in China, the social media, each platform, the target, the marketing pool is quite essential. Yeah, that's a great question.
Okay, one more information in addition to the previous questions. What digital areas are less popular and developed in China? So do we have undeveloped areas which cannot grow because some government limitation or someone else? And I will combine with another question that is there any problem, difficulties for big international companies to enter China because of political side? So it's about any limitation.
Yeah. Thanks for the question. It's quite well known that China may have a reputation of not really opening the whole digital world to the world. We have a great roadblocks in China. That's why the digital practice in China was quite difficult, especially for international brands who used to doing business in their digital ecosystem. In China, it's quite diverse. We have a lot of regulations. That's why most of the practice in West countries, we have certain kind of similar products available in China. The regulations, I would say there is no really dark side about doing business in China because it's still an open environment. People are open-minded. We want to try different things. If it's really interesting, a lot of young generation will open to the market. If you have the good idea, please don't hesitate. But still, one critical thing for international brands enter China is still, as mentioned earlier, to know the market. You have to know there were certain limitations. There were certain brands, there were certain practice was not well allowed in China. You need to well adopt the culture because we can't really change the regulation. We have to adapt it, and and most of the customers are used to these regulations. We have a way to digest it. So the brands, the companies need to understand the market, especially how their customer behave in order to reach the audience in the right way.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Now it's an interesting question about A/B testing. What partner patterns do you use while making A/B testing for such big audience?
I was talking. I think in China, the A/B testing was quite open to a lot of practice in China. like the website, we can still do A/B testing with WeChat mini program. We can still target audience, try to segment the audience with different group and send different messages. But I would have to say that a lot of them are still local tools, because they need to adapt WeChat environment and also other local suppliers. So to do that, I think depends on your goals and depends on the environment that you want to do A/B testing with. Specific tools need to be discovered. Some benchmark need to be done. Of course, if you are talking about branded website or the more open applications, the similar A/B testing tool was still available, like A/B testing, Optimizely, worldwide used. So it's still an option. Yeah.
Thank you. One question about WeChat. Why WeChat is not expanding outside of China?
I think WeChat is expanding now. It's just in a slow step, because at the beginning it's still focusing on Chinese market. As mentioned, as you can see in the introduction, WeChat have a lot of applications for kind of targeting specifically for Chinese audience. To expand it is quite complicated. We have the audience, the individual users to target with. We also have the brands, the company level clients to introduce to. So for WeChat, I would say baby step first. They want, I think they have some experiments out abroad as for the chatting features. I think in the long run they may well to introduce more features like the WeChat mini program, like the WeChat mini program, WeChat Moment, and even the WeChat Work. But as you all know, establish an ecosystem is not as easy as it's said. I think it will still take long time to see where it goes, especially WeChat needs to compete with some global-wise giants like Facebook, WhatsApp, LINE in the Asian market. So it's hard, but I think there are experiments.
Okay, thanks, Roxanne. Now another question is about technologies, stores, WeChat, Alipay are widely spread only in bigger cities or in rural areas too?
Actually, at the beginning, it's when WeChat Pay and Alipay has the similar situation. Once it's introduced to market, most of the big city audience are first adopted, because for merchants as well, they will adopt a new whole transaction process. But now it has been several years. Small merchants like individuals, SMEs, they are using this WeChat Pay to collect money. So for it's already spread to urban area. Like the example I said with my mom. Actually, I'm from a small town in the north part of China. Every people was using WeChat Pay. If you can't really see people exchange for currency at this moment anymore. Always QR code. Always mobile payment. So it's like, that's why it's kind of dominant of the online transaction. It's daily life. So we have to use that. That's kind of the reason that most brands has to adopt and know how it works, and to provide as much options to their clients as possible.
Cool. Now, a question about a lot of pressure around lack of data regulation. How individuals are governed and government is addressing it?
That's a really good question. There are a lot of concerns about China privacy data in China, like the PII data, transaction, etc., etc. I would say there were starting from in 2018, I think, there was a regulation, the internet regulation have introduced to the market to prevent privacy. The customer data was abused used. So now for brands, if, for example, if you want to collect data, you have to get consent from the customers. And if with the applications or even for WeChat mini program, you have to give the options to customers to subscribe and subscribe from the account, and then the merchants have to delete all the information. So we are kind of in processing. We are trying to keep up with the Western countries, because I think this question was kind of addressed with the GDPR process in the Western countries as well. A lot of international brands, when they do business in China, they would like to use the straight way. They want to apply the same standards like the GDPR regulation wants. So it's not competing. I think they can be both, and the regulations here, we kind of having it becoming more and more practical and to apply to more wide used market, so people will feel safe instead of interacting with big data marketing process. We will try to keep it anonymous, and customer will give the information for once they consent, and then we will keep the environment more clean. Yeah.
Okay, I think that now we finish the time, so it's. I want to thank you, Roxanne, very much for your very, very useful insights. And thanks to all the audience. Of course, you will have the possibility to post additional questions. So I shared with you the link here now. And of course, I want to remind you to vote for the speech. So I hope you will enjoy the rest of the event. Thanks again, Roxanne. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Denise. Thanks everyone. Thank you. Have a nice day. Stay safe.